There's zero casual experience in this game right now, and that's why Forge needs to get into this game like as soon as possible so the community can start making goofy stuff that aren't so sweaty.
But there's also no casual modes that people can just relax and pop into at any given time and just turn their brains off and just chill.
I follow a lot of Halo people on Twitter, and my entire feed is just people asking, where is the other 50% of the game? People getting really concerned that they're hearing nothing about when these features are coming.
Hello there, guys, gals, ladies, and gentlemen. My name is Leipalarden, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been playing a lot of Halo Infinite lately. Since I completed the Battle Pass, ran through the campaign on Legendary twice, and I'm almost always on top of the seasonal events, and no, I'm not going to Onyx for the main reason that I almost always end up with idiots on my team like Timmy No Thumbs and his best friend Barry, the backwards-headed dumb I'm kinda done with Infinite for now. You've heard it 1,000 times before, Infinite is lacking content, there's nothing to do in Infinite, and the unfortunate truth is those people are right. Until there's another seasonal event or another season of content or some kind of major patch that fixes the many issues I and countless others have with the game, like desync, weapon balancing, and actually being able to consistently play big team battle without having to restart my Xbox after every game, my interest in the game is worn out, and unfortunately, I'm not the only one. Mint Blitz, Standard Ace Halo, and God, who else was it? And a few other Halo YouTubers who I can't recall the names of at this time, all ran polls asking people how often they play Halo Infinite. And the sad reality was that out of the hundreds of thousands of people they got responses from, a very sizable portion said that they had stopped playing. Now, obviously there's going to be some overlap in their audiences. Some people from Mint Blitz's channel will also likely be subscribed to Standard Ace, but this is not a very good number, and the Steam charts, we've seen that 1,000 times before, they aren't looking much better either. Now, of course, there's still a decently sized population of players in Infinite, and no doubt the player count on Xbox will be much better than PCs, as PC players tend to be a lot less forgiving of developers and their bullshit, and it's just a generally harder market to compete in with so many more games on offer than console. So what's the point I'm trying to get at here? Well, Halo Infinite is not in a good state. It hasn't been for quite a while now, and it's probably not going to be up to a lot of people's standards for at least a few months, if not a year. Do I think that's forgivable? I mean, not really, no. 343 had their chance and they blew it. A game will always be most popular at launch, and all eyes were on Halo last year to see if it could truly bring the pain and win out over the likes of Battlefield and Call of Duty. Which wasn't hard, I'll be honest. From running my own polls with a comparatively much smaller audience compared to Mint Blitz and Standard Ace, it seems like the main contributing factor for people leaving this game is the lack of content, the variety of playlists, and Forge. To this day, we still have no release date for Forge, no time frame for when fixes or new content will be coming, a new season isn't till May, and there's still no roadmap, nothing. So, what can 343 do? Because it seems like they're in a bit of a pickle. Well, what if I told you that 343 have a backup ready and waiting? And that backup is... The Master Chief Collection has been seeing a lot of love within the last few years. Since it came to PC, we've seen new maps, new items added to Forge, entirely new cosmetics added to all the games, along with new seasons of content and a battle pass that isn't a predatory buy-in piece of shit. The MCC still has a comparatively small, albeit very dedicated and passionate player base who love these older Halo titles. The MCC might not be new, but it does have the one thing that Infinite currently doesn't: content, and a lot of it.
Hey buddy, you want Forge?
Right this way.
We got Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 4, and Halo 2 Anniversary. We got Forge for days. You want fun custom games? How's about customs on 6 different goddamn games? And most of them are all quite easy to access and play whenever the hell you want with the custom games browser. Playlists? Allow me to introduce you to the Match Composer system. He's a great guy. And Firefight, we got that too. Spotnups, the fuck? Anyone know a guy called Spartanops?
Awful Italian mafia boss impression aside, MCC has got a bit of everything to keep players coming back for their fix of casual Halo with a ton of variety. So, what's my plan? What am I getting at? Well, in recent years, another popular first-person shooter, Call of Duty, has had some ups and downs. Modern Warfare 2019 was an overwhelmingly popular game with casuals and helped to put the COD series back on the map. The following year, Black Ops Cold War, despite being the stronger entry, in my opinion, between the two, didn't land so well. It was buggy, the game was running on an older and graphically less impressive engine, so a lot of folks ended up going back to Modern Warfare, and Warzone was also a big contributing factor in this. With Vanguard as well, Modern Warfare is still doing alright in terms of player count. Hell, some people are going back to Black Ops 4 and finally giving that game some love, or even older titles like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2. In fact, they had a repopulate day not too long ago, I think. Same could be said about Battlefield. 2042 comes out, it kinda sucks, and now a fair chunk of players are going back to older games like Battlefields 1 and 4. These gamers still want their fix. They still want to be able to play their Call of Duties or their Battlefields, but unfortunately the latest titles just aren't quite doing it for them. So they reject modernity and embrace monkey. Or in this case, older and arguably better games. Funnily enough, DICE and Infinity Ward, the developers of Battlefield and the Modern Warfare series respectively, kind of encouraged this. When player numbers started tapering off in Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare started to get new guns, new cosmetics, and even new maps to keep that player base satisfied. On the lead up to the release of Battlefield 2042, DICE and EA made more servers for older Battlefield games because an overwhelming number of people wanted to play them in the lead up to the latest game, and some people are still hanging around there. A large portion of Battlefield 2042's population are, oddly enough, in Portal servers, a mix and mash of assets, vehicles, weapons, and maps from older Battlefield games. Sound kind of familiar? Halo has its own portal, its own mix and mash of older titles in the form of the custom games browser. You can go from playing Warthog Crash Derby in Halo Reach to Snipers on Sidewinder or Jenga in Halo 3 without having to swap discs or change games. It's all there, ready for you to scroll through and discover. Each game is a different experience from the last, except for all those goddamn assassination and social servers. Whoever the hell is still hosting these, stop. Alright? You are plaguing the custom. The casual players who want their fix of custom games or just want to switch off and not play something competitive like a lot of Infinite's playlists seem to be, can easily find what they're after and then some on the MCC. While yes, these games are older and no doubt many people have played them to death over the years and decades they've been out, the release of MCC on PC has opened up an entirely new can of worms and new ways to play these classic games with a fresh set of eyes. With the release of mod tools for most of the MCC games on PC, talented mod makers are coming up with some incredible stuff. Custom maps, and I'm not just talking about Forge, I mean entirely new maps that could have been made by Bungie or 343 for all we know. In fact, some of these maps were made by Bungie. People like, should I say it and butcher it anyways, or should I just try my best? Okay. Kashiiera? I can't. Porting maps like Death Island and Wizard from Combat Evolved into Halo 3, porting over assets, guns, menus, and everything else, while having the bonus of Halo 3's amazing lighting engine and new environmental effects that the game would never have been able to handle on the OG Xbox's hardware. You have mods like Ruby's Rebalanced or Vengeful Vadam's Reach Evolved that put unique spins on familiar campaigns, rebalancing weapons, equipment, or armor abilities, or just completely changing them. Entirely new takes on campaign missions, or even just entirely new campaign missions, or making Call of Duty Zombies a playable mode in Halo 3's first level. There is an infinite number of possibilities that can come from having these mod tools in the hands of talented creators. The only catch is, of course, if you own the game on console, you'll likely never get to experience any of this. But with how widely accepted mods are by gamers these days and how easy it is to download and access them from websites like Nexus Mods and ModDB, it's so much easier for people to enjoy these completely new experiences and see their favorite games with a fresh set of eyes. It took me a while to realize this, but Halo's success is in its variety and how much fun you can get from said variety. Infinite currently isn't offering variety. You've got, 4v4, 4v4, more 4v4, you've got a little bit of 4v4 there, and 12v12 when it works, and that's about it. It seems counterintuitive to say that people want variety when in the same breath I'm also saying people want more Halo, but that's kind of the charm of Halo. It's difficult to pin down and it means different things to different people, but I think I know why Infinite is struggling to strike a chord with audiences the same as its predecessors. As far back as 2001 with Combat Evolved, inviting your friends over to play split screen on Blood Gulch might have felt like a high-intensity deathmatch back in the day, but Blood Gulch is about as casual and chaotic of a map as they come. You can then swap over to boarding action and get a completely different experience there, or sweat it up in Battle Creek and get another experience there too. Online co-op and partying up with decently sized teams in Halos 2, 3, and Reach allowed for players to go into custom games and experience all kinds of crazy modes that they otherwise wouldn't have if they didn't meet these people. Halo has to many people been, first and foremost, since its earliest days of couch co-op, a casual, fun, but most importantly, sociable game with lots of variety. It's why Halo 5 crashed and burned so hard at launch. I don't think it's a coincidence that it did so poorly with no Forge, no casual playlists, no big team battle, no co-op, no social features like partying up, and barely any community features to speak of. Infinite is going down that exact same path, though thankfully its superior art style and the nostalgic value that comes from that, the better gameplay and the fact it's free to play are carrying it right now. In my opinion, I think 343 should either get another studio on board or divert a small number of resources away from Infinite's post-launch content to push some more marketing and some new tools and features for the MCC, and in particular, focus on custom games and Forge and the variety that comes from those. Release a new update for the custom games browser that adds Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary to the list of playable games. Run a sale for the MCC on Steam as well if it helps. Of course, keep up the marketing for Infinite. The game is new, it's fresh, it's free, it'll survive, but until you can get more content into that game and thus more variety, the next best thing you can do for Halo fans and people who want more of the Halo they know and love is to continually support both Infinite and the MCC alongside it for the foreseeable future, even if it's just in a minor way like Modern Warfare was to Black Ops Cold War, or the older Battlefield games to 2042. We're not going anywhere. The core Halo fanbase isn't bugging out, but we are losing hope. I know the MCC is far from perfect, and this is by no means the best solution or even one with a lot of longevity. But given 343's current situation and how obvious it is that they are spread very thinly and with fans clamoring for more all the time, they need a quick and easy diversion. The best that could happen out of all of this is a bit of extra love for those who have been around for years, if not, God, crazy to think about, decades at this point, and know the importance of casual Halo and features like Forge, like custom games, or modes like Infection. It would go a long way in holding over that sub-community, the people who loved Halo for its absurdity, for the friendships it helped to kindle, for the memories it created that no other game could. The Halo that was more than just 4v4 and a campaign. The Halo that was fun.